my memory. I can picture exactly the gate. I can
Yes.
picture everything about it. I can picture what that person was wearing, how they set their bag down. It is burned in my memory.
It was so jarring that I felt like I almost felt like my body jumped back. And then the fact that you also noticed it, and it was one of those
But like
moments where
you had seen it a lot. So like,
no, but I hadn't seen him because he lived in Iowa.
oh yeah.
So it was like, I mean,
He lives in
blah, blah, blah,
North
blah.
Dakota.
Beep. um,
Hey everybody, we're going to get our stuff together while we talk about an inside joke that you can't know about.
okay. Let's see.
If we had a blog, it should be called Inside Jokes. Not that that has not been done before, but I guess we do have a blog.
Lyndsay, we used to have a guide we would give to our clients at the start of a project called Inside Joke. Do you remember that?
I do now. No, there's no new thing under the sun. How does that expression go?
What would you do without me?
There's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, my timekeeper, history memory holder. Historian. You're the historian of the two of us.
Yes.
That's my little sister Emma's job. Is she
the family
historian? Like, no, she's like, no, you got braces in 7th grade. I'm like, okay, cool. I believe you.
Whatever you say.
Whatever you say. I know you've got it in your diary.
She, if she's ever taking care of you one day, when you're kind of, you're old and on that last phase of life, you better hope that she's telling you accurate information because she might be your only hope.
I think I will just be blissfully unaware, and I'll be like, if Emma says,
you were a fighter pilot, Lyndsay. Yeah. Don't you remember? It was.
She glamorizes this job. She's like, you were
you
an artist in a way.
I'm loving it. Don't you remember you did that one? What will the summation of our life be, Lyndsay?
I don't know, man.
Oh, man.
I don't know. When our kids get old enough, do we have to be like, this is why mommy leaves every day? Talk about chip dust.
This is what I left you with your nanny to do this. So sad.
Mommy's got to ideate.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
I'm going to look on Instagram.
Almost done. Okay. 2 more button clicks and we are in action.
We should tell people that we went live for another side project accidentally on all of these business accounts last Friday.
Oh, some people here might have seen it.
I think Evan did. Evan, if you're here, Evan said on Threads, because I confess, I was like, how's everybody's Friday going? I went live on our spicy fan fiction podcast on our business accounts.
Lyndsay.
And he said, my Friday's going great because I'm watching the episode.
I can't believe we did that. And I can't believe that we both kind of noticed it and then neither of us spoke up. It was like, what's that? Why does it look like it's live streaming up top?
What? God. That's weird. And you're like, because it's live streaming on LinkedIn. Everyone's favorite.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. So are we live on?
We are live. We're live everywhere.
Semi? Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Let's see who's here.
Okay.
What is up?
So if you are tuning in from Instagram, you have to, backclick on the video in order to see us in full width. Because
So this is what you should be seeing. But if you're seeing, I can't even now get it to go big. If you click on it and it looks big, you have to X out and go back in.
Okay.
But we will be moderating comments on YouTube only. And I think they flow in from LinkedIn as well. But for some reason, not Instagram. I don't know, guys.
I don't think it. I think it. Well, it's funny. In the back end of our system, Instagram has to be set up really weird in order to even connect the two. So it might be the only one it doesn't pull comments from. Someone in the comments said, you have a podcast. We do have a podcast. It's definitely not branding. We've had it as long as we've had our agency. I guess we could say what it is. I mean, it's a podcast called Fangasm. In its initial iteration, it was called Potterotica, and it's a comedy podcast where we originally read erotic Harry Potter fan fiction with one of our good buddies and make comedic commentary. And then 5-6 years ago, we changed over to Fangasm. So we now have expanded. and we read from all different fandoms, Game of Thrones, Star Wars, Marvel. We just did a Devil Wears Prada. But we have, since we both had kids, and we just haven't done it regularly. So we're kind of starting to get back into the flow. So some people in the comments have been longtime listeners. So you get to see us in a whole different setting. Got to be jarring.
Right. You're just like,
who are they?
Allie, you have to tell them. I mean, this is maybe your win of the month. The episode title wordplay you came up with for.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, okay. Let's lead into it by kind of restating what happened when we were recording last Friday. So last Friday we were recording an episode. We were doing a 2-parter for the Devil Wears Prada, and I read the first part, and the first part was kind of more setup. So it was funny, but it wasn't very sexual in nature. And thankfully, by the end of it, we realized, oh my God, we have been live streaming this on our business accounts, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram. Because even though I went in through like a different way to record, we were recording not live. It still pushed live. I don't know what the hell happened, but it was my fault. But then I do blame Lyndsay as well, because she did notice it and also said nothing. You see something, say something. But anyway, so then Lyndsay had to read, and Lyndsay's part was like very steamy. Like that's when they got into the action. And so we were trying to think of like really funny episode titles. Should we say what the first episode title was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The first part. God, this is like crazy to say on our branding podcast. Who cares?
Yeah,
We're
maybe
a comedy.
Well,
now let's save it.
We'll save it. But we were joking that instead of Devil Wears Prada, it's Devil Wears Nada. That's sort of PG-13. And we were playing around with, the sort of famous Devil Wears Prada quotes. And an iconic one is florals for spring, groundbreaking. And we were like, what do we call it? Horny for spring, blah, blah, blah. And we didn't land on anything. And then we just like left it. And we get a text from Allie a couple days ago. And
it
what
might
did
have
you
been
say?
One of the most brilliant things I've ever thought of in like the last decade of my life. I go, orals for spring, because that is like the nature of the episode. It was very, very much heavily featured in part 2. So yeah, orals for spring, groundbreaking is, for us, our Fangasm listeners, our longtime listeners that are here, that will be the second part that comes out. So yeah, we were dying laughing just because I don't know how we didn't get to that earlier. I think we were in a hurry to get off the recording.
Yeah. I mean, it was sort of right there, but sort of not. We do stream this as a podcast as well. So like, this is a podcast. It started as a little like tagline challenge, but we had a Brandsplaining was the name of our podcast when we interviewed other female founders. So and this is on like everywhere, Spotify, Apple, all that stuff as well. Also, Evan said Lyndsay Rush phone case reveal less sparkly than anticipated. I want to show the other side of it, because it is jelly and it is square. So I actually think it is quite cool.
It's great.
It's more
jazzy.
extra than I think it revealed at first. And I just want to make sure people know.
He didn't catch all the corners. He didn't catch
those sharp. Okay. This is a sharp edge. This is not what you think it is, Evan.
This is dangerous. Okay. Should we kind of set up today what we got cooking? I guess let's just say, welcome back to Can I Brand That? I'm Allie LeFevere.
I'm Lyndsay Sanders. Lyndsay Rush, just depends. Depends on when you know me. My pen name when I write books is Lyndsay Rush. That's my maiden name, but I go by Lyndsay Sanders in the biz. I don't know what's going on.
In the biz.
With branding, because that's much more serious.
Yeah. Evan took it back, Lyndsay. So you're safe. So, and we are the co-founders of Semiserious, as far as we know, the world's first and only humor branding agency. So, we started all this jazz about 10 years ago together. We're almost 10 years in business. We're best pals. And so, our whole thing is that we build brands with, really using humor as one of our kind of core and primary devices. It's entertaining, it's humanizing, it's differentiating, it's exciting. It allows you to communicate, critical or complex information in an entertaining and digestible way. We are mega fans of humor. That's why our tagline of our agency is fun sells. And so we started the show just to, I think really to show the masses that humor is, I think humor is like such an incredible way to brainstorm and come up with like really good, really strong ideas, and to really start to weave in some of those improv principles into kind of the way we work. And so you kind of talk a little bit more about the structure of the show, but yeah.
That was beautiful, Allie.
Oh, wow. Elegant as
message.
always.
It makes me laugh because every week one of us takes that as though it is like we have to do it as a monologue, where I was like, okay. Like last week I was like, and the show that does as though like we're not here. But that's our little elevator pitch, which we've now become great at because we believe it. It's the truth. But yeah, the show is set up in a way that we are picking a typically fictional brand and creating real branding for it in 20 minutes with no prep work, no strategy, no rules, just right. And we're past products to give people an idea of what we're talking about would be chip dust. How would we brand and sell the crumbles at the bottom of a chip bag, or sparkling milk? What if we could make the LaCroix of milks, and would people buy it? How could we create such a funny, interesting brand identity that people would want to drink sparkling milk? So that we like to pick something that is tricky or weird or doesn't exist or could be improved, and try to crack that nut in under 20 minutes live with the help of some of our lovely, I'm acting like you can see them, our lovely commenters. You guys are great. Feel free to chime in. And this week's product is
a 2-in-1 condiment combo. So we were thinking mustard and ketchup, like it's similar to when they revolutionized PB&J and put it in the same jar. What if we could put mustard and ketchup in the same bottle?
Same
like
squeeze.
Yep. Yeah, some sort of squeeze. Yeah, some squeeze tube that would allow us to have it, use it at the same time. So
saving you those precious seconds when you're doctoring a hot dog.
Yeah, you don't want to be squeezing. You don't want to be squeezing
squeeze both.
Yeah, we can't squeeze. Yeah, we got too many things to do. So we are going to attempt to brand that. There are probably a lot of logistical, or I guess packaging decisions that would have to be made that we probably won't spend too much time on. We're not going to get bogged down by real world problems. But anywho, so we're going to try to combine mustard and ketchup, which I would like to think are kind of the cousins of a peanut butter and jelly. Like they are the perfect duo.
The perfect savory duo.
Yes.
And before we play that gorgeous jingle, before we roll that beautiful bean footage, let's make a few reminders. We already made the Instagram comment reminder. Subscribe to the channel. Go follow us on social at Semiserious Agency. And our website is semiseriousagency.com, where you can see all of our real client work, because that is what we do when we are not doing this. All the other hours of the work week, well, we're either gabbing or working. I was going to say that we've had so many, like yesterday we were on the phone brainstorming for a client or solving a problem and started talking about how our kids are growing up too fast and started crying. And then today we were talking about like the societal pressures on women not to age, while we're helping our designer figure out what to do with this visual for a package. Like it is all, that's what happens when you work with your best friend and you get to do funny stuff all day. So
our calls are usually a minimum of 3 hours straight.
Yes.
And we're just weaving in and out of every topic. It's like we're doing client 1, client 2. Now we're talking about life's big problems that we're trying to solve. Now we're on to another client. Like it's just,
and then we're like, did you read that book? Have you seen that movie? And then we're like, bleep, bleep, bleep. We're going to I saw a comment I want to address, but I'm going to address it after we play the jingle.
Okay. Perfect.
Let's answer the question on everybody's mind. Oh, let's start the timer and answer the question on everybody's minds. Can they brand that?
Just because they can doesn't mean they should. Can they brand that? Can they brand that?
And we still got to do our Can They Brand Gareth episode. I mean, that's still coming down the pipeline in 2026.
What was my tagline for him? It was something about...
It was not sick beats and sick beats.
Oh, genius.
Genius bars and genius bars.
And genius bars.
Yeah.
Gareth, again, this is for you.
Okay.
This episode is again dedicated to Gareth, who made our jingle. Okay, somebody in the comments said I thought it would be ketchup-naise, like ketchup and mayonnaise.
Yeah.
And I do want to address that there is a product we saw in our very minimal research that is called Muscatch, right? And it's
yes.
it's
like Muscat or something.
One jar of those flavors combined, but that's not what we're talking about here.
And that also has mayo in it as well, I thought. Wasn't there also mayo in it?
I mean, the whole thing was just saying that it was ketchup and mustard combined, but I'm sure there's mayonnaise in there somewhere.
Yeah,
there's mayonnaise
maybe. Okay.
Mustard ketchup combo. Mustard ketchup combo. Muscatch, a delicious
Muscat.
food sauce, dip, and condiment.
Okay.
It's just a combo of mustard and ketchup, they say. But that's not what we're talking about here.
No.
I am picturing.
And you're fools if you think that's what we're talking about. No, I'm just kidding.
And honestly, use your heads. Use your
in the game.
Tongues. That's different. Yeah, I really do picture, in the peanut butter jelly combo, what did we see that they called it? A goober? Maybe
it was a goober. That's the brand.
Smuckers.
No, Smuckers. I think Goober is the sub brand. Is Goober different than Smuckers?
They call it.
Hold on.
Goobers is what they called, is what Smuckers calls their combo. That's what I'm saying. In the jar. And you see ribbons of jelly in the peanut butter.
Yeah, it's truly like stripes. It's like it's striped.
So what ketchup and mustard does not allow, because they're such similar textures and weights, not to get into physics, chemistry.
Not again. We can't get into physics again.
I did that all morning already. They can't just be side by side in a single thing in some way. We're imagining they have to have a divider, but the vision would be when you squeezed it out, you would see a row of both, equal amounts of yellow mustard and regular ketchup. So what are we calling it? What are we doing? What's happening? What you got?
Okay, I have an idea for that, but let me just put a pin in that for 1 second and say, from a packaging perspective, does this have a singular lid, or is it is there almost like a split lid where you technically could pop it open one side at a time? Or is it always like double use?
I think it's always a double use. Okay. Otherwise, it just reminds me that you've conjoined two. Like, I want a singular spout, but the spout you see is doing equal amounts of both. So
I like this.
It is just one bottle, one spout, and inside that you can't see is a divider. And so they're both coming out. So they're very like side by side versus two tubes, two tops, because I want this to be the thing that they use it when they want both, which may be limiting, but I like in my head, we're like drawing a line here.
Okay.
This is, and I don't know what we're calling it. I don't know if we're looking for a name, like we were saying, like the 2-in-1 condiment, a twofer, whatever, so that we can then start doing other common pairings. Or if, I don't like Muscatch, no offense, but like,
I don't either.
That.
Okay. So I have an idea, one potential angle for this. I just wanted to set the stage of how this was functioning. So
good.
I think there is something interesting about playing with like language around couples, marriage, honeymoon, partnership, like something in that vein. Because the first thing I thought of was like conscious coupling, like that idea of conscious coupling. And I thought that was interesting and kind of silly. Then I was thinking, like, is there a fun, this is just one angle, because I think there could be another direction we take this. But I thought, it's like, is it called not honeymoon or like marriage? Like, is there some fun name in there that like, because then I think you could find other combos that you could build underneath this. Yes, if you really wanted to have a whole line of, I guess, 2-in-1 condiments or like couple condiments. Like, because I think that there's like fun, like happily ever after, like there's fun language around that you could really dip into. So anyway,
I think for sure the smartest thing is to name it about the like innovation, I guess, that there's two things in one spout, two sauces. And then that allows us to then just have, let's say it's called honeymoon. And then underneath it just says like ketchup plus mustard equals love, whatever. That you can like be more literal with what condiments, the full condom names without having to be like ketchup or like whatever.
Yeah, I think it's a way kind of sexier proposition to do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, staying in the same world, there. You know what a fun tagline is, but I guess it depends on what the name would be. but like a marriage of convenience, or like conscious coupling, I guess, works already. But
a marriage of convenience is
there's something
great
funny.
because that's the whole point, is that we're saving you time.
Yes. Like, what's a good name? Like honeymooners, or it's got to be in that world. Like,
I mean, this is dumb and it's too long, but it's like, meant to be, but it's just spelled MENT, because like condiments, and there's a little apostrophe, like meant to be.
yes, meant to
A
be.
marriage of convenience.
That's good.
Something, so you don't have to say a condiment to be, because then you're like,
Meant to be. I think we go with that. Meant to be.
with a little apostrophe, capital M. I don't know. I think we should keep playing.
Or is that a better tagline? That's a really good tagline too. Meant to be. Or like, that's a good little like call out on a package too.
Double barrel, shotgun wedding, joined at the dip. These are some things that are coming through. Relish. Okay, because like
an innovation you can relish, but then that's really relish specific. An innovation you can double,
because like you have my blessing, you have my dressing. Like I'm thinking of dressing and sauce. Like sauce is probably an easier word to play with than condiment. Is sauce anything? Boss. Like there's obviously like
till death do us
together part. Duo.
Yeah, like
till dip do us part. Dress
sauce.
Something. Layer, dip, squeezers. Is there like main squeeze? MAIN squeeze? Like that's my main squeeze. That's my partner.
Main squeeze is good. That's good.
That could be good because then it's one single main squeeze.
Yeah, that's good.
A marriage of convenience.
Obviously the same. It's the same language.
It's love.
We could still use it. Love, partnership, duo, couple. Okay, main squeeze.
Because main squeeze, like ketchup and mustard are meant to be, are kind of meant to be. Main squeeze, a marriage of convenience.
Yes.
Maybe. Okay. That's it.
We're really not going to look and see. A happily ever after, you could use all that language, is really fun. The squeeze you've been dreaming about your whole life. Like you could really like play into that.
Because you can also do like we squeezed two into one.
Yeah.
So you can squeeze when two become one. When two become one.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good.
Oh my gosh. We could also do because like the only one for you. Like I mean, two become one is perfect, but like, you know, this idea of like everyone only has one soulmate. And so like we're making it so now you can have these two as one.
Soulmates is a funny name too. But I like main squeeze. It's just
sauce
better.
Mate, soulmate, mate.
Sauce mates, calling them sauce mates is a cute. That's a fun little reference point.
I might like sauce mates almost as much as main squeeze. I like them both, but I don't know if we have to choose yet.
Main squeeze, sauce mates. I mean, maybe, hold on. If I'm seeing it on the shelf, sauce mates, we're your main squeeze. I mean, it could be a good tagline too. Main squeeze. I do like main squeeze.
Yeah, we are your main squeeze. Main squeeze feels a little, it just depends. It would totally depend on how we're trying to like carve out space on the shelf, what tone we're going to take, all that stuff, because sauce mates feels a little more like on the nose, and that'd be a little more like cutie, cartoony, and main squeeze feels a little more subtle in a fun way that you'd have to be like, oh, main squeeze. I don't know.
Sauce
I mean, what would be cute either way is like, picture if the bottle looked vertically half yellow, half red. And then from there were two little hands that came out and were holding in front. And so
combining it,
two things it's blank and blank, and that come and they're holding hands.
You know what I think Sauce Mates does is like, it almost could become like how Kleenex is synonymous with tissue. Sauce Mates could become just like kind of could own the category a little bit more.
Yeah.
So there's something there that could be valuable.
Yeah, because of like the plural nature, and just because it is naming the thing, like you're saying, like it's like this is a Kleenex. Oh, this is a sauce mate. Like I've got a ketchup and mustard sauce mate at home. I'll bring it to the barbecue.
Yeah, like, it does feel a little bit more like category ownership, even though Main Squeeze is a really good name.
That just made me think of License to Grill. Like that made me think of like an ad campaign where like in all the different uses, like there's like, take me out to the ball game and me too. And like, they're both of them.
Yeah.
Like all the different ways you're going to, and I'm very hot dog focused, but that's the one, like that I can really picture. I guess State Fair's corn dogs. Anyway, go.
I have a tagline. another one to riff.
Yeah.
Love squirts. I mean, it sounds raunchy, but not in this context. You know, like
Love squirts. That's okay. That actually, speaking of pot erotica, fangasm, the devil wears nada, and love squirts, I had thought about a campaign for Valentine's Day about because condoms and condiments, like wear one, like
squeeze safely.
and, yeah,
Sorry.
practice safe sauce.
Mm.
And
Okay,
so then
I like
because
that.
it's less messy, you're getting it all in the one thing, but there's yeah.
I even like a little. This is not in a thematic team tagline, but I like a tagline that's something like "now easier and squeezier" or "now squeezier and easier." Like that's
Yeah,
just
definitely.
kind of cute.
Yeah.
Grub and marriage.
Like, why play hard to get when you can play squeezy to get? Like, there's some or like even just like squeeze. I don't know. There's something where it's like condiments that don't play hard to get. Even just like these aren't hard to get because they're 2-in-1 or they're right here.
Yeah.
Hold us closely. Like hold us in your hand.
There's so much good. There's so much good copy you could write for this. This is killer.
I mean, love squirts, and the image of a hot dog is like quite rated
that
R.
Would be Lyndsay. That would be an awesome ad campaign on a billboard, like a great out of home.
Great,
because it's like it's just a hot dog. It's just a bottle coming down from like the top of the billboard, squeezing, and it's all it says.
You could even have it just squeezed in that like multicolor heart, like it's just red and yellow, red and yellow.
Oh, that's good. Remember our old ad guy that we used to work with? He would always like you want less words or more on a billboard. So
oh, there's also something about getting in the doghouse. Like if you don't bring a sauce meat to the thing, you're in the doghouse. Yeah,
but with like hot dog. Are you referencing a hot dog? Okay, good. Oh yeah. Oh thank God.
Yeah. Oh my God, Lyndsay. You think I would just say being in the doghouse and not think of corn dogs or hot dogs? Okay, what else are we using this for? In a really pretty little pile for fries? Do people dip their fries in ketchup and mustard? Like who else is this too limited to just like hot dog eaters? And also in Chicago, it's blasphemous to have ketchup.
I know,
so like we'd be branding uphill on this one.
I honestly don't like ketchup, so this was but it is, I mean, maybe it's like, I'm used to the Chicago way now, right? But well, if you're my husband who has the worst palate you've ever encountered in your entire life, I made like beautiful breaded chicken with vegetables and this like beautiful meal the other night. And we sit down to eat and I hear him go back to the kitchen and open the fridge and I'm like ready to gag because I know he's going to pull out something that's going to just ruin the meal. And he brings mustard and ketchup and he squirts 2 big blobs on his plate and he starts dipping all the stuff I made into it. And it was just... So he would love it. Wow. I mean, he is like the most target demographic for combining anything together. You could put any 2 condiments together. You could put peanut butter, relish. There's nothing he would not eat and enjoy and like thoroughly enjoy. Yeah. It's a sickness. But after 17 years, what am I going to do? I can't. I'm at a loss.
Honestly, you should have seen this coming in your marriage of inconvenience.
This is truly inconvenient.
You guys. Oh my gosh. Also, they're taste buds. We've made that joke before on other things. These the 2 best taste buds. Okay. I was thinking of another one. We don't have to, but since we're doing this, 2 that feel like they would go well together more for like Asian inspired dishes would be like mayo and sriracha, like QP mayo and sriracha. Like I could see those, like you would use those 2 together. I'm trying to think of other condiments.
Like almost like a spicy aioli type of. Yeah. I think there's so many cool things you can do with combos.
I mean, ranch and barbecue. I could see people doing that.
Honey mustard. Someone said ranch and honey mustard.
Ooh. Whoa.
Are we sure about that? That sounds dangerous.
Ranch for chicken nuggets though, both though, but I guess side by side.
I guess.
Swirling.
Matt, is that you? It's the only time he's ever watched an episode. He's like, "This is now I'm in. I got some dangerous combos up my sleeve."
Okay, we can do limited edition runs that are called like unhinged or whatever. Like there could be ones that are just a limited run that like would be like, would anyone want this? And
what's the name of it's like a when you when you're only with someone for a short time. It's like fling, like little flings.
Oh, right. Oh, fling or a quickie.
Yeah.
Sauceationship. Situation dip. Situation dip. Oh, hummus and tzatziki. That's nice.
Okay, I could get after that. How about hummus and garlic? Like the garlic sauce.
Oh yeah, that's lovely. That's
For
beautiful.
my Lebanese food lovers out there.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. Okay.
I'm in. I'm
Hummus
interested.
and tzatziki. You're throwing out some zingers out there.
Okay, is there any world where we would do also special releases that are triples and we say like bring in a third?
Well, I think you could do the mustard, ketchup, mayo,
And
combo. You
relish.
could probably or relish.
Oh,
but
mhm.
you can maybe do one of those.
Taste the rainbow and then we get sued. It's like,
someone said my mom never ate a vegetable without a mix of mustard and mayo. Mayo and ketchup.
oh yeah,
I'll call it
mayo
pink
and
sauce.
ketchup. Mayo
that
and
what
ketchup
pink-
is one that people like.
Is that what the pink sauce ended up being? Remember people were buying pink sauce
Yeah,
from
I
TikTok?
do from somebody's kitchen, but I don't remember. But I know that ketchup and mayo is like sort of a common like a steak sauce, like steak,
Yeah.
like fry dipping sauce. Yeah, I guess this is what's so great is that this works for all of them, and they either could have funny little combo names.
Sriracha, mayo,
you know?
and eel sauce. Okay, I could see that like when you're
a
doing some
triple?
sort of like
Mhm.
sushi. That'd be good for like any like Japanese. I had Japanese last night. I could see.
Hey,
Delightful.
okay, what else could we do with this? Dressing, sauce, squeeze, wet. Ooh.
I mean, honestly, like I'd had other like names came to me for like potential brand names, but I love this idea so much. I almost don't want to even muck it up. The
Yeah.
other thing, I'll just say one of the other names that kind of came to me as we were riffing is like summer sauce, like branding something like summer sauce. Cause ketchup, I guess I was thinking specifically ketchup and mustard that felt very barbecue, baseball games, picnics. Like it kind of felt like it lived in that world. But I mean, now that we got this idea cooking indeed.
How else? What else are we missing in terms of like words related to that? Like,
I know
that we could play with. Okay, we also. Oh my gosh! Already, there's only 2 minutes left before Mascot o'clock.
Okay,
but we should think of maybe summer sauce is an activation, is a campaign, or like what could we do to like get people excited about this? We obviously could do like grill out trucks or be at Cubs games and White Sox,
Lyndsay,
be at baseball games.
That's great. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let me follow your rabbit hole because I want to, or down the rabbit hole because I want to go in a different direction. Yeah. I mean, that's like such a core demographic we could expose this to. Love and like, nothing feels better than like you could do like a love and baseball. Like I'm trying to think of like you know the Love and Basketball, that movie, Love and Basketball.
Of course. Of course.
Because I was gonna say you could host you could do a wedding. You can like have a whole influencer event where you invite people to a wedding and you have a reception and you have like some sort of crazy, like a summer wedding. You could do something like that.
Allie, what combo of two things that we were like, we're going to have those two people get married and it was crazy for another Can They Brand That? And we were like, we would invite people to this wedding of blank and blank, but it was even crazier than this. It wasn't like ketchup and mustard are getting married. It was something where we were like iconic duos. What would we have done that was duos? This always hurts my brain and I can't move on until I think of it. It was when I was recording out of Switch Yards, not Little Debbie.
Was it in that Manwich
and Wife, that it would be meat and sauce?
Brawny?
I don't know.
No, we were doing a lot of fanfic, funny stuff with the Brawny guy.
I'll let it go. But I think it was like we would actually invite them to the wedding of these two crazy things. But this, like either way, that's a really funny like summer wedding. But it does feel like a way for them. I can't tell if, time's up. I can't tell if that is.
Let's just keep going for a minute.
Yeah. If that is better as like a funny campaign and something like food trucky is better as an activation because then people could try the product. Not that you couldn't at the reception. I guess you tried it at the reception and little like mini things are going around. We could, you know what? Also, if in a summer like games or summer camp activation, you could have them doing field games like the three-legged race, like anything that symbolized like
a union,
a
perfect union,
arm wrestling.
Wait, Lyndsay, you could do, instead of a food truck, you could do like a limo or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like something funny that feels
like
very
tied to the wedding.
Yeah. You could still like tied to kind of that idea of coming together.
That's great.
This is so funny. Man,
it was Head and Shoulders, Allie. It was Head and Shoulders. We were gonna have a wedding for shampoo and conditioner.
Did we talk about that? Oh, I can't remember that.
But this is fantastic. I think a summer wedding too, like an outdoor wedding at and it's an event, and then all they're served is like foods that could have these things.
That could use this, Lyndsay. You could tell half the crowd you have to wear red, and half the crowd you have to wear yellow. So you're either on like the bride or the groom side, the mustard or the ketchup side. Imagine that visual of like walking, like the shot from looking down the aisle, and half is yellow, half is red. Something kind of wild's happening at the front. I don't know, but like that is oh my God, that's so funny.
Can we put what like wedding language, just to flush this out for another minute before we do Mascot o'clock, like matrimony, holy matrimony, marriage rights, bride, groom.
Yeah, I know we've said like happily ever after.
We could do
perfect union. You could do something like that.
Yep, definitely. What about like with this onion ring? So they're onion rings. With his onion ring, Ivy wed. So like all the appetizer, nuptials. Why does nuptials sound like a snack to me?
Grubshuals.
Mating of the two, civil union, savory, marriage rights, marriage wrongs, wedlock. Anyway,
it's so funny. I'm like really caught in the visuals of this right now.
Yeah.
Because I think there could be something. I do love the idea of past apps being hot dogs, French fries, onion rings, like
corn dogs, like all the little things you would dip, chicken fingers.
And I guess, I think you'd be like rolling out this inaugural product. But if you do come out with like, I guess 3 to start, you could like really have a more expansive menu, because someone in the chat said chocolate and caramel.
Oh, sure.
Caramel.
Mm-hmm.
Like that could be a good dessert.
Out,
like that. Oh my God. I love this.
And like the newlyweds, like that's so cute. And we know that all the bottles could be the cans on the car.
Yes.
Just married.
Yes. Oh, for sure.
Oh my gosh. You know what would be so smart? Then to extend the campaign further, we buy like marriage announcement space in newspapers all around the area that says just married, announcing the marriage of Ketchup and Mustard. And we like write the whole thing like it's like real.
And it's like
Ketchup was born in blah, blah, blah. Instead of ads, we buy space and announce the two, and it's their photo in black and white.
Lyndsay, and it's probably more cost effective to do that.
Probably.
Hold on. You could write just married on the back of the limo on the window, like
in the stuff.
The stuff.
Or just like make it look like that. Yeah. Oh,
is married? I'm trying to do wordplay with Mary. Just Mary. I think it's kind of just fun as is, but like
just marinated.
No, I can't.
I think they are married though. Like,
yeah.
Instead of just going to be zest married. Juiced. If it was like a mayo and lemon, juiced married. Juiced,
like lemon and olive oil.
Just
Juiced married. Someone said scrumptuals in the
scrumptuals
too. Okay, let's do Mascot o'clock. Let me get this cooking, the jingle. Hold on.
Oh, that's so fun.
I love it. Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Mascot o'clock.
Oh my goodness. Mascot.
So I do think a little, obviously like a little hot dog or a little onion ring who's personified would be interesting. Mm-hmm. Probably an onion ring because that has like a diamond on, like to symbolize the marriage of them would be sort of funny. Like something that sort of added into that would be interesting to me. What about like a mythical creature that has like 2 heads out of one little body, like a cool little like mermaidy thing that comes up.
Not a wyvern. What are those called? It's a wyvern. It's a three-headed. Oh, it's like a mythological beast. It's like a three-headed. What's a two-headed?
Two-headed.
There's something.
There's a two-headed calf. Two-headed snake. Two-headed snake could be interesting, and the snake is like a hot dog.
I can shape into a ring.
Two-headed mythical creatures. There's a three-headed dog. That's like the Harry Potter thing.
Yeah.
Two-headed dog, Orthus. The snake-like Amphisbena with a head at each end. And the Roman god Janus. Whatever.
Janus. Maybe Janus is.
And we spell it. The Roman god is spelled Janus, but like we spell it like a
ICE
middle-aged woman. Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh. Janus has a head here and a head behind.
Yeah,
like a full face.
She's like looking forward and backward. I think that's like
it's a guy
mythology.
And this one has
it's a guy. Okay.
Janus is the Roman god of beginnings, gates, transitions, time, and endings. And he has short hair on this side, and then on the back, he's got a long beard. So from the side, he's like split and looking in both directions. In the middle of the thing, that's really funny.
That's wild. Is there love Cupid? You could do Cupid, like a kind of a Cupid-esque.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of a bow and arrow, but like pulling it back, and it's like got a tomato at the time. I don't know.
Okay, or could it be Cupid and they're wearing like a Kiss the Cook, like a barbecue apron? Like he's just like, and it's like the little pot belly, and it's just like he's got a spatula. It's just like a grilling Cupid.
Yeah, that's actually a funny. Wait, Lyndsay, did they do was that a commercial at any point where Cupid was like a kind of a just a dowdy dude, or not dowdy, what's what I'm looking for? Like a schleppy dude and like a almost looks like just like a diaper. Why do I feel like I have like a vision of that? Maybe from a movie or something?
Maybe.
But that's funny. Someone said just get cat dog. Cat dog was we used to get
remember cat dog.
Cat dog was like our like your brother, my sister, like that generation a little bit more. Cat dog was
oh my gosh, that's great. And it also sounds like ketchup and hot dog. Cat dog. Let's resurrect cat dog. That's funny. A great idea.
I remember they had cat dog Cheez-Its, or like maybe they were a Cheez-It knockoff, but I remember we always had those on top of the fridge growing up because my sister was obsessed with cat dog.
That just made me think of a line that's very obvious, but like better together. Like that's the like why these condiments better together, or like so happy together forever, but better together feels like a really fun thing to say. Like this is the reason.
We get Jack Johnson to play at the wedding? Better Together.
That his song?
Yeah.
Better Together. Yeah, that's a very mellow, perfect little like.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what at the wedding? What's the flower girl or flower boy throwing out of the basket? Potato
samples.
chips.
Oh, sorry. Wait, potato. I like potato wedges or something.
Well, you know what would really fly? Back to what I said a second ago: potato chips. Can they please be potato chips?
I mean,
what if they were ruffles? Oh, the Cupid could have ruffles as wings. That'd be a nice wing.
Yeah. Let me ask Matt, can we throw potato chips and dip them in mustard and ketchup? He said yes, we're doing potato chips.
I see. I see. Well, some people do dip their potato chips in ketchup. Yes, Matt would approve. I see. You're saying wedges that we could eat. I'm just thinking for the visual of them flying down the aisle and crunch.
No, I agree that they would have like a nice float to them. They would just softly cascade through the breeze.
Yeah, versus like plunk. Like a potato wedge is like
beautiful.
Funk.
Coupons? Can we be throwing coupons?
Yeah. BOGOs.
Buy two, get one free.
We should also make, or we could make just for this, the favorite like individual sauce packs that are also duo with one somehow.
Oh, there has to be a way to have a split in the package.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be a really funny party, like a wedding favor. Little mini bottles. I mean,
oh my gosh, you know who can also be running around? Little wiener dogs. Some are in ketchup costume, some are in mustard, like adorable.
I mean, hold on. A dachshund would actually I know that the cat dog is like a great combo, but like imagine that is just stretching across the body.
All the way across.
That's just like a cute visual.
Love. Yeah, like, you know, like how like the idea of like love is all encompassing, or like love can account for both.
Yeah, it's so cute.
Oh, we can also do what's not to love.
It works. What doesn't work?
Everything works. This is you know what? It's like easier than marriage. There's some funny thing about instructions for use on the back that it's like it's going to be a lot more easy than
Easier.
You know who never snores? Ketchup. It's not coming home late from work is mustard. This is all the tropes of like,
helps with the kids. Mustard does.
a stay-at-home hot dog. I don't know.
I love this idea.
Although I do feel like what did we do? Kind of Saucemates. I feel like Saucemates is a work from home mom or just a working mom.
I think she's a working mom.
Both.
She works from home because she's building this empire out of the garage right now. So
yeah, so she's a WFH.
Okay, any other ideas, or do we feel like let's recap it real quick and then do funded or done-ded?
Let's recap it really quick. But one more idea for a wedding party favor would be rings that look like an onion ring that people can take home and wear. Like commit to the Saucemates, and that like it's like a cool like ring.
I love it. First dance.
Wow.
I'm just like, the first dance could be like the first time like you try. I mean, there's so many funny things.
We can do all those songs. The Jack Johnson song, Spice Girls has two, when two become one.
Oh
I need some sauce like I never needed sauce before.
No. Imagine like that playing as like people are getting seated. Oh my God. Like building the moment up.
Beautiful.
And then that's when we come out as founders and say, and we hold hands walking up to the front saying like, we created this on our live branding show from scratch. And like, we're sobbing. This is a reflection of our relationship. Oh my God. Our whole founder story gets woven into it. Oh my
or like
God.
we fly down from the rafters as the Cupids. We're in diapers. We've got potato ruffle wings and we're like with our arrow.
We're suspended from drones. We get lowered down. Oh my God. I love this.
Then we kiss for some reason.
Yes.
And everyone's like, I knew it.
Crazy.
And then it's like
perfect
scandal after
union.
scandal after scandal.
Oh my
And
God. We
then,
get written about it. Who's this? Not Tucker. What's the guy that used to write scandalous stuff in the 2000s? He had the blog.
Oh my gosh. I can picture his face.
Yes. T. He started with a T. He had a stupid name too.
It was like a made up name. Because he's still around.
Yeah.
Hold on.
It's not Tate, but it's something like that.
I gotta know before gossip. Guy from 2000s. Hold on. I know it. Perez Hilton.
Oh, why did I think T? Perez Hilton.
Because you're thinking TMZ.
Okay, that's why. Yeah.
TMZ could be there too.
Okay.
We should wrap it up. We're over time, but that was just too much fun.
That was great. Okay. Funded
or done-ded.
Or done-ded. Funded. Not a question. I've never felt more confident in any pitch that this is killer.
Sharks, if you're listening, we need $2 billion and a venue site, and that's it. The rest is
in cold hard cash, in unmarked bills,
or in Kohl's cash.
Or Kohl's cash.
Same one.
Yeah, we'll
whichever.
take Kohl's cash.
Same. Your mom can do something with that.
For sure. She's probably
into
planned the whole
crypto.
wedding with Kohl's cash.
Yeah. Do you guys? We just asked the vendor. We're like, do you accept Kohl's cash? Oh, it's great. I mean, I don't see why not, unless somewhere it existed, but I don't think not under this cool of a brand, not with this much fun, and all the different like offshoots of sauces and dips, duos. It's great. People love novelty stuff like this.
I know.
Bring it to the barbecue. We didn't even get into the like backyard bash and like shindig and all the stuff. We've got so much county fairs.
Well, there's so many, holiday releases. There's so many, like you could do like a peppermint something. Like there's
going into the sweets for ice cream toppings.
Oh,
My
yeah.
gosh.
Oh, ice cream toppings.
Well, when they said caramel and chocolate, that's what I'm picturing.
Like
It's
on
top of your thing. And we could also we could have a whole campaign playing into like, we've automated everything else. Like this is the one that'll be good. Like this is the one that like AI could not do, but like we're gonna.
Okay. Well, I'm 100% funded. No question.
Yeah.
If you don't invest, you're a fool.
You're a dum-dum. I also feel like there'd be a whole funny campaign because like about how you need your other hand for something else, like not in a dirty way, but like if you like, what's the benefit, like the funny benefit of like, you can always have your drink in your hand. You can always have like and it could be really ridiculous things, like a huge flag, a blah, blah. It's like, this way you like save that hand for the things that matter.
Yeah.
And I know as I'm saying this sounds fangasm,
Yeah.
but I don't mean it that way. Hand is off screen.
We could also play into, remember there was, speaking of Head and Shoulders, remember we did a whole bit about how it's like 37 in one, and it's like how much time you save because you've combined all, you have so many use cases for Head and Shoulders.
Yes.
We could also do a whole like time saving play of all the things you can do in your free time that you have now that you don't have to squeeze mustard and ketchup individually.
Yeah. Or like all the things you aren't going to miss out on. Like we could do a dramatized thing of someone like putting ketchup on their hot dog and like going back to the table. And by the time, in the time that they've gone back for the mustard, like they've seen Bigfoot, or like a shooting star has happened, or like all these crazy things. And you're like, don't miss it. Like time is fleeting.
All these crazy things happen. Yeah. Their child takes their first steps.
Yeah. Like, dada. All these amazing things happen. And you're like, if you had, sauce mates, that wouldn't have happened. You would have seen it.
I love it.
Oh, wow. You don't ever get that time back, baby.
Okay. Well,
guys, we'll be back next week. Thank you
next week
for everything.
Yeah. At noon Central Wednesday. Visit us, like and subscribe. If you had a good time with this episode, visit our website, semiseriousagency.com, Semiserious Agency, everywhere on social. And then, we'll see you next week.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone. Hola.